Independence Day Resurgence, or Independence Day 2. So, the film overall, decent. Like, would I take my family to go watch it? Yeah, if they were into the prior film. The prior film, I would say, is better than this one, of course. It being a sequel, of course, this one is inferior to the prior one. But the issue with this one is the plot. The plot is too epic, too big, too. And so that ends up shooting the movie in the foot. They're trying to introduce new characters or characters that were really minor characters in the old film and introduce them as relevant characters in this one, as well as they're trying to establish what the old characters were doing in between the last film and this film. And so that ends up causing problems as well. Because, well, you just don't believe it. They introduce some characters that I start to really enjoy, and then, boom, that character ends up being a bit part character for the butt end of a joke, and, well, kind of have to question the writing when that happens to a character that we start to enjoy. As well, Act 2, everything just starts to crumble. Like, the threat that was sort of being built up to, not clearly being built up to, but alluded to, just drops away for Act 2, and you're not conscious of it whatsoever until in Act 3 or like the end of Act 2, they reintroduce it and you realize, oh, I should be concerned about this. And so that causes some issues with the plot. You're just not invested until Act 3. Like Act 3, I was feeling kind of what I was feeling in Independence Day 1, where I'm like, on the edge of my seat going, are they going to get it done? Is it going to work? But yet again, they have similar beats from the old film, and this one screws up those beats just because it's lackluster, you don't quite believe it. That, as well, the poor character development of the various new characters really shortchanges some of these moments. Like, for instance, the president's daughter in the old film is a prevalent character in this film, and that is cool, but they just don't sell the connection to the president, or at least they try, but they fail epically. That, and they end up sidelining her most of the film, and so a character that, frankly, I would have liked to have seen be part of the film is really just kind of off in tertiary land where you don't pay attention to her at all. The frickin' aliens looked great. They looked the same as the old ones, or at least very similar, but CGI instead of silicone and a bunch of plastic, which props to them for getting that right. The spaceship, holy moly, mamma mia, that was huge for me. I don't get it what's with spaceships and just having sheer nonsense, just lines everywhere and make it look really important and big and scary, but in the end, the spaceship kind of felt overdone. The design was cool, but it was just a lot of nonsense that you ended up not caring for, except for a couple key portions where they were having similar beats to the old film of characters interacting with some air traffic controller in the ship. Yeah. All in all, it's a decent film. It's not great. It's not monumental. The story just could have been better. They could have done this a little differently, a little less characters diving in and out, and or a little less screen time for the characters that don't matter as much, and or more screen time for the ones that are supposed to matter to us. Would I recommend it to a friend? If a friend liked Independence Day, how I would rate it? Me would be my rating.